Monday, everyone watching the replay. Happy whatever day if you're watching it. Oh, happy Tuesday if you're watching it tomorrow. I wanted to jump on and talk about the last couple of products. I hope everyone is using and loving the oils that we've been talking about. Been doing the peppermint and wild orange, been putting the balance on, been using the lavender for sleep. That hand sanitizer is one of my favorites ever. And that's like so cheap. I think it's like $6.50 to get a pure, healthy hand sanitizer. I think is worth it. What else? Oh, the Deep Blue. Another one of my favorites. Always seems to be like the gateway oil for a lot of athletes and dads. So the Peppermint Beadlets I was going to talk about. The Beadlets are just that little tiny bottle. These are the On Guard Beadlets. I have the Peppermint Beadlets in my car. I was using them before class yesterday to help make sure I didn't like get dry mouth. So that's all that the Peppermint Beadlets are, is peppermint oil, and it's just a quarter drop of peppermint oil in a vegetable tab. There's 125 beadlets in it. It's a good amount. They're so tiny. Sometimes I take more than one at a time. Just depends if I feel like I ate something that really smelled and I want a bit more of a powerful punch of peppermint. If you have a hard time getting up in the morning and you're someone that hits the alarm over and over again, hits snooze, like my husband has alarm set for 6:45, 7:15. Usually at 7:30, I'm like, what time is it? I never hear his alarm go off. But if he were to grab a peppermint beadlet instead of continuing to hit snooze, he'd have a hard time going back to sleep. I can tell you that. It's definitely a powerful taste in your mouth. It would, if you were at the class I was doing, everyone was drinking alcohol. And after we did the peppermint experience in our mouth, I apologized, not thinking that I was ruining everyone's drink. But I'm sure it didn't taste good for a little while. So yeah, they're good for bad breath, refresher, waking up, a little boost of energy. If you are someone that has acid reflux and instead of taking a proton pump inhibitor, you need that acid to develop in your stomach to help break down foods. You don't really want to inhibit that. You can use the peppermint to help push everything back down. You can take 1 or 2 peppermint beadlets. I was at a class, one of our public classes recently, and there was a woman there who said she takes a medication every single night and she gets this burning sensation in her chest, like everything's coming up. I gave her a peppermint beadlet, and within 3 minutes, she's like, it's almost completely gone. So they're very powerful, especially peppermint. Peppermint's a very strong oil. Great for car sickness, great for indigestion on the go. It's nice that it's a small little bottle and that it fits like in your pocket, in your purse. You're not carrying around like a larger bottle of like Digest Zen tabs or something. It's about the size of a chopstick, a little bit larger. So they're very convenient. The other thing is the body butter. So the body butter, I feel like I talked a little bit about this before, but this, I love the smell of it. Even though it smells like a Christmas tree and I don't really like, don't think I would like that all year round, I really do like this. And I think that frankincense, wild orange, I thought there was grapefruit. Maybe I was just thinking of the wild orange as the citrus in this, but you can definitely smell a citrus along with the Douglas fir. And, it's nice to have frankincense in this because when we make body butters, like a lot of times we get moms who are in our group page saying, my child has eczema. I want to make a body butter. What can I do? And we always suggest frankincense and a tree. So you're getting the tree oil with the Douglas fir and you're getting frankincense in this already. And, it's all It's avocado oil, it's shea butter, it's cacao butter, olive oil. You're getting a lot of all natural ingredients that are super hydrating, great for eczema and dry skin, rough skin. I usually use this on my hands, my legs. I feel like my knees down get very dry in the winter, and my elbows get really dry too. But when I first got this, I left it on like my bureau over here, and my husband grabbed it, and I was still in bed sleeping, and he came to give me a kiss goodbye, and he smelled like a Christmas tree, and I was like, "Did you put that stuff in that like teal container on your face?" He's like, "Yeah, it was left there. I thought it was a face lotion." I was like, "Oh no, it's fine." Like, you know, I didn't want to freak him out and be like, "Oh my God, like that's body butter and that is like heavy." And all I could think of was that he's going to come home with like all these clogged pores because just of like the thickness of it. And that was over a year ago, and he uses it on his face every single morning. That's why we have so many jars, and there's another jar over there. But we go through it, not too fast, but fast enough. This one's completely empty. I'm going to throw this one out. Yeah, but he loves it. He loves this in the body wash. He has like really dry skin and those like red bumps on the back of the arm and rosacea, and everything, like the red bumps and the dry skin on his body has gotten much better since he started using the body wash in conjunction with the body butter. So yeah, for him, it's like a one-stop shop that he just uses this head to toe. So that's nice. And he has sensitive skin, so it's nice to know that he doesn't have his pores clogged because of using a heavier lotion on his face. So the last thing in this video that I was going to talk about is what makes doTERRA's oils different, because, you know, you can go anywhere. I was just in Nordstrom's, and Nordstrom's now has their own line of essential oils. Bloomingdale's has oils. Kohl's has oils. I see celebrities on Instagram constantly promoting different oils. I go into Whole Foods. Now Whole Foods has their own brand of essential oils besides the Acura Care and the Now. I go to the vitamin shop and I get buy my liposomal vitamin C there, and they have their own line of essential oils. So about a year and a half ago, a doctor of aromatic science, he's also a chemist, and he used to test our essential oils, and now we use a company because we've gotten so large. But he has started to test all these other companies' oils, and they're all coming back. Oh, Walmart didn't have a trace of a real plant, a real essential oil in their oil bottle. So he's gathering all this information, and he is going to start a class action lawsuit against all of these oil companies because you know, essential oils aren't governed by the FDA, so they can really say whatever they want to say. So when you see a bottle of essential oil that says 100% pure, unless it's giving you the testing reports on that oil, I probably wouldn't trust it. In order for it to say 100% pure, it needs less than 10% of an essential oil in it. I was at Bed Bath & Beyond, and the essential oils there said not to put on the skin, not to take internally, and if you did so, call poison control. So, you know, that makes me feel really good about breathing it in. Just being in the store and smelling all of those fragrances, you know, if you're breathing it in, it's being diffused, so you're getting the molecules in the air into your lungs. So no matter how you look at it, you're ingesting it in a way. But, you know, essential oils can have anything in it and say pure. They can have carrier oils in it. They can have dye in it. They can have fragrance chemicals in it. So fragrances like perfume, they are made in a lab to mimic the smell of essential oils. So they're just toxic. They are the same things that are used in your cleaning products, in, if you use like a Febreze or dryer sheets that are scented or laundry detergents that are scented. These are the lowest form of essential oils. They are 100% synthetic. The next form of essential oils are food grade essential oils. So they have GRAS status, which means they are generally regarded as safe. And they are oils that are used in like salad dressings and marinades, food flavoring. Those are the essential oils you're getting in all of those products. Then the next grade is pure, which I just told you that pure doesn't really mean anything because you can put a label of pure on anything. It's kind of like the word natural now. Like I feel like that's being overused on food, like natural chicken. Like what is it? Like were they fed GMO food? Were they shoved full with antibiotics? Like it's kind of like a gimmick. So that's what pure is. And then there's therapeutic grade. And therapeutic grade is one of the highest qualities of essential oils. There is another company out there that's a very popular company. And theirs are therapeutic grade too. They have come back and tested positive for synthetics. So every year it seems like they test positive for at least one oil that has test positive for synthetics. So last year it was cinnamon bark. The year before that was spearmint. It was then Melissa. So, you know, the difference between therapeutic grade and ours are certified therapeutic grade. So we actually use a company called Aromatic Plant Research Center, and they do all of our testing. They test every single oil, make sure it is what it says it is, that it is also potent. So even if some of the AcuraCare oils have tested positive for synthetics, all of the now oils test positive for synthetics. Like don't even think about buying something on Amazon where it's like a pack of oils for like $25 because, you know, you'd probably burn your skin if you put it on yourself. So all of ours are tested. So there's a report that comes out for every essential oil if it's tested. It's a GCMS report, and it's what the properties of that oil should be. So let's take wild orange. There's certain properties that this wild orange should have, and all wild orange should have. So what they do is there's a code on the bottom here, right up there. And you can go to source2you.com. And you can pull up all of the information, all the testing on this lot of essential oils. They test every single lot. So Rocky Mountain oils and Eden's Garden and Melaleuca, they're also good. They don't test every single lot of oils. And that's one of the main differences. The other main difference between us and other companies is that we source where the plants are indigenous from. So this is, I bring this to classes. I actually just found it the other day because I kind of stopped bringing it. It kind of is distracting passing it around. But it shows you where all of our oils come from. Grapefruit oil comes from Florida. Our peppermint oil comes from Oregon. Our Melaleuca comes from Australia. Our lavender comes from France. They're the other main essential oil company. They farm their oils. So their lavender, they're known for their lavender fields in Utah. And we always talk about like when you eat fish, do you want to eat farm-raised fish or would you rather eat wild-caught fish? What is the difference? Is one healthier than the other? Yes. Well, these plants are getting what they need where they're supposed to be grown. We're not farming them here in the U.S. We're also hiring indigenous people. In Nepal, we have mostly women that are mothers that we pay them fair trade wages. They wouldn't have anything else if doTERRA wasn't there teaching them and helping them and paying them to pull eucalyptus. There's an entire project called Healing Hands, and you can go on YouTube and look up Healing Hands Nepal, Healing Hands South Africa, all over the place, and see what we're doing in other countries, building schools and days for girls, helping out women make feminine hygiene kits for themselves. And it's a very philanthropic company. which is one of the things I love about them. They also have trips, so they do trips a couple times a year where you can go to these areas and see the people working and help them, and there's always like some type of service aspect to that trip. I think there's one coming up soon. I have to, if anyone's interested, I can let you know. But yeah, those are the main differences. The last difference is that when you use doTERRA oils and you are enrolled with doTERRA, that you get me. So you get whoever it is that you sign up with. So you get the education, you get the community support, you get the free classes. We do lots of giveaways. If you are buying your oils from Amazon, like who are you going to go to and ask, hey, how do I use this oil? Or Bed Bath & Beyond, like is the guy that works in the candle area going to explain to you all the different ways to use an oil like On Guard and safely? So you get a lot of community support, and you get a lot of support from me. I always give everyone my cell phone number to feel free to reach me on Facebook or text me. I have moms that text me in the, like, you know, late at night. What can I do for a fever on my child? I think this kid has an earache or an ear infection or pink eye. What can I use? I get texts all the time. I got a text from my priest who is enrolled, and he loves On Guard. And he was just texting me to say how much he loves On Guard. I'll have to read it to you because I thought it was so funny. What did I do with it? Tell me I deleted it. Oh, he said, you are not kidding with that On Guard. I said, did you use it for a sore throat, or did you put it in water? He said, yes, I drank some of it, but I also rubbed some of it on my throat. It works, exclamation point. And then he went on and enrolled and bought a bunch of oils. And he's like, I use them before I go out and say mass. I use them when I pray. I feel like it's very meditating for me. So who would have thought, a priest that loves frankincense as well. So yeah, if anyone has any questions, I was thinking of getting on tomorrow and going over the top 10 oils, because you don't really have, you have peppermint, you have lavender. Those are the only two that are in the top 10. Deep Blue's in the top 10. You have the rub. And On Guard's in the top 10. You have the hand sanitizer, but not the oil. So I think I might do that. Please, I feel like this page is like, are you guys like alive? No one's commenting really. Gina, I saw your one comment. Thank you. I'd love some feedback. Let me know what you're thinking. If you have any questions. So yeah, I hopefully will get on tomorrow and go over the top 10 oils. I hope you guys have been enjoying the information and the videos, being able to watch them at your leisure. So yeah, I hope everyone has a great night.